the morning, and I think that's really affecting me. Like
You know
like
what?
somebody didn't.
I totally agree. Like I have the same thing. Like every time like I've been struggling, actually, I find that like once I go back and I sit down because I'm reading this, I'm in the last few pages of the Circle Maker. And that along with, I mean, like, it's just, I don't know if it's because it's my first time through the Circle Maker and like the stuff from Earl is great, but the stuff from the Circle Maker is just landing more potently on me right now.
Yeah, he's a little harder to, well, I've been doing the audio and listening to it, but I'm still enjoying it because it still makes me refocus. But yeah, the Circle Maker speaks at a different level to me.
It does.
Yeah.
And it's really like the combination of the two, I think, has really been good because I had a weird day on Wednesday last week.
Well, first of all, I'm just happy as hell that you guys took it upon yourselves to get started. I was finishing up a Facebook Live. Sorry.
Look at you with your warrior paint on.
Warrior paint.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Warrior paint. It matches my shirt, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
it's a really great color too.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, I thought I made one for the strategy sphere, right? That was in in a sweatshirt, and I hadn't run a hot iron through my hair, so I thought maybe I better do that, right?
I haven't run a hot iron through my hair in weeks.
A hot iron doesn't work on this hair.
Well, it probably would, but it would take so long that it wouldn't be worth it.
Yeah,
a quick run through makes it kinky, and I don't like kinky on me. Yeah,
gotcha.
So I'm like, but yeah, so I don't bother. You're right.
I don't blame you then, right? Hey, good morning, everybody. We're just getting started because Connie, what were you just saying?
I said I actually did comb my hair this morning, but it doesn't look like it.
Oh, that's okay.
Looks good to me.
Looks good to me.
Yeah, looks good.
Okay. And Wright's doing this. Did you see him? He's like, hey, I got my do going on here. Right, did you get a haircut?
Where?
Oh, well, you know what? It didn't look like you needed one until you turned your head, and then I could see it was kind of long and flippy in the back.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's by the ears. It's like sticking out.
You know, when I was drying my hair this morning, I'm seeing like that much of outgrowth, like right underneath, and I'm like, Lynn, so your hair's light. It's hard to see that.
Not if you're in my room.
Well, that's how I was feeling this morning. I'm like, a month ago, I was laughing at everybody when they got locked down. They're like, oh, I didn't get to the salon. And now I'm like, oh, I'm going to have to push all of you people with 4 inches of outgrowth aside so me and my 1.5 inches can get that taken care of.
My mother-in-law does my hair, and she's coming over on Friday, and I'm like, yay, my outgrowth will finally be covered.
So let me just tell you guys, like last year in May, my hairdresser had a baby. And I did not get in to see her before, and then she decided she wasn't going to do hair. So that's how long it's been since I've had my hair done. So I don't want to hear y'all crying. My outgrowth is something like, I don't know.
Now it's just a balayage. That's all it is now. It's a balayage.
Yeah.
Fine.
Mine's just splitting down the middle because it's so heavy it can't hold itself up.
Oh, that's the worst, Karen. Like, you should get to go first. People like you should get to go first. Seriously, because you're right, when you have short hair like that and it just then falls flat, yeah.
Yep.
All right, let's get started. First of all, thanks for being here this morning. We've got a lot to do. I love it when I get to start with the Facebook Live in the morning because it gets me all freaking fired up.
Yeah, I already did that. I love it on it.
Yeah,
I saw Linda too.
Karen was on the 5 a.m. club. Well, all of you except Wright knows that, right? Karen was on the 5 a.m. club. Big high five for her because she's been wanting to do that. So yay. All right, so here's the thing. What's going on in the homework with you this week? Where did some of you fallen off the homework wagon? What's going on there? And there's nothing to be ashamed of. This is not a place for shame. Right? Will you tell them why it's not a place for shame?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Well,
Well, all right. What I really was hoping that you would come up with was the fact that this is your second time through and you fell off the homework wagon the first time.
Yes.
But
And
you're,
I decided that if I'm going to get anything done, it needs to get done in the morning. Because if not, I'll just push it off. You know, I'll do the fun stuff in the morning, and then in the afternoon, it's like, well, I'll just do it tomorrow morning, and then,
good for
back
you.
to the same routine again. So the things that you don't want to do, like writing out your homework and sending it in,
Yeah.
you do that first thing in the morning,
Do it first
which
thing.
I already did today.
I know you did.
Yeah.
I know you did.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's the deal there, right? Is the fact is I know Lynn listened all the time, all day long, writes different times, and she's pretty good about writing, but sometimes you write at night. You wrote the night.
But then when you write at night and you've got a list of things you're supposed to do, it's like, oh, well, that's done. That's over. So it's
So then you say, well, I'll do that in the morning, and then it just compiles.
It does, right? So
I've been doing mine by hand because I was like super stoked the one day, and I know you said don't do 2 days, but I did 2 days because I was just really feeling it. And then I went through a couple of days where I wasn't feeling it. And so then I did sit down and do some by hand because there's something about the tactile piece of writing that really appeals to me. So I have a really hard time getting on and typing it into the, you know what I mean, into the.
I just don't want to read the handwritten one. It's usually dark when it comes through. It's usually I can't read it all because I can't read your writing. Not you personally. I'm talking about anybody.
No, I know.
Yeah, so I don't.
Well, and I was going to go back and type them in because some of them were not that long because the one was like the 10 things I'm grateful for day.
Connie, you don't have to do that, right? You can just share it here if there's anything you want to share in this group, right?
Okay.
So those of you who've fallen off the homework wagon, what's going on?
So I think for me, some of it is not feeling well, but also, you know, I listen to the tape at lunch while I'm eating lunch, but I also try to listen to it like in the morning here when I start working while I'm working. I like reflecting on, like reading what the homework is and reflecting on it through the day and writing later. I have experienced what he talks about, you know, where that fear coming over me again and just kind of drifting backward in it and kind of losing confidence. So I've been struggling with that.
Well, so my suggestion will be then to don't reflect on it, right? Reflect on it in the moment and write it right away because there's a lot of stuff that comes out and it's just your personal crap that comes out, right? But that's where the transformation happens. That's where when you're writing on it immediately after listening, right? Early in the morning, what you'll do is you'll find yourself thinking back to it all day long, right? After you've done the homework. Right. But the fact is the truth comes out in the morning when you're thinking about it. Otherwise you're thinking about how do I say this so it doesn't sound like I'm struggling or how do I say that so Jean thinks I don't care how your transformation is happening. I just care that it's happening. Right. So don't feel like I think too we lie to ourselves the longer we wait.
Okay.
Right. When we do that. We want to make it sound better. So how can we make it sound better? And honestly, the sounding better will not give you the results you're looking for, right? Because I think at that point now you're overthinking it.
Okay, that's
so
sounds
on day
reasonable.
5. That was one of the days where I was really struggling, and it was the, you know, what is my self-talk saying? And like I was so crabby in my mind. I couldn't even do the homework. I literally had to and because I was a little bit behind anyway, I was like, you know what? I'm not doing that day today.
Damn it.
I'm not. And I actually skipped ahead. And so I did day 7, which was before I did day 5, because day 7 was 10 things I was grateful for. And that was so much easier for me to do it in that order because I was in such a funk, like such a yucky place.
Yeah, but if you had written when you were in that funky place, things would have been illuminated to you. So I mean, being in a funky place isn't a bad thing.
Right. And
That's when some of the juice can
yes,
be eliminated.
yes.
I get it, but I was
Awesome.
really struggling with doing it. Like
That's
I
okay.
was,
You can struggle. You just still do it.
Right.
well, I did what I was grateful for.
But
And
you
then-
should, by the way, you guys should do that every day, right? I have an every day, I have a list of things I write down every day that I'm grateful for. Every single day, right? That I'm things I'm grateful for.
It
I
did
make a
help
list
me
every day of 10 things.
out of the funk, though, was my whole point. Was that like I was like just like I was very unmotivated. I don't know what the deal was. I was just.
But hold on a minute, Connie, because we all understand what you're saying there, but I really want you to grasp what Lynn's saying.
I
Because
do.
she's absolutely right. Here's the part, when you make that conscious choice to put it aside, you're actually hurting yourself. Because had you done the homework and you would have worked through some of that pissed off piece in your head, whatever you were having a crappy day about, you would have worked through that, gotten yourself back on track much faster, right? And probably, like Lynn said, illuminated some of the crap that was going on, and like maybe realized it really wasn't as bad. So, or whatever it was, you would have illuminated something. So it's about making a conscious choice to do it regardless of how sucky you feel, right? This is really what this work is about.
And putting it aside is almost like saying, I don't know how to articulate it, but it's like discarding and negating that piece of you, and not embrace. When you can embrace all the pieces when we can embrace all the pieces of ourselves, even the pieces that we don't like, and go, and then just start writing about, I feel like shit. I can't stand this. I don't want to do my homework. I don't know.
Yes.
Just let it roll.
Because at the end, I bet you would have found yourself coming back around, and you will have pulled yourself kind of out of that funk, because you acknowledged it out loud, right? You actually acknowledged it. So,
and it turns into your power.
Yeah.
Not your enemy. That's it is, because you're creating an enemy, because that's a piece that is unacceptable. I don't like that. We're not going to do that. And I'm the poster child. I got a drawer full of those.
We all are, right? All of us are. And Connie, I'm really actually so excited that you mentioned this. Really, because this is a lesson for everyone, including myself, right? That where am I in my life? Putting things aside, and Wright even touched on it a little bit. It doesn't get done if you don't do it right when it was supposed to be done. So where am I doing that in my business? Where am I, or in my life? Where am I? Even though I didn't say, I'm not doing the homework with you guys right now, but I did. When you said that, I'm like, I thought, where am I shoving stuff aside and going to do the fun stuff first, or the something that'll make me feel good first? Right? Rather than dealing with the shit that's there and getting it out of the way so I can have a better day. So thank you.
And I'll tell you honestly, like where I was at in my head is a lot of it has to do with this whole idea of going to markets and wearing a mask. I'm really struggling with that. And I'm struggling to shift out of that. Like normally I really look forward to the start of the market season, and this has got me like, it's really like a psychological piece for me that I'm battling.
You know, I read something last week online. I don't know where it is. I have not fact checked it, so take it for what it's worth. But it was talking about that back in slave days, that they made slaves wear masks Connie, did you post this?
No, I've heard this.
They made slaves wear masks actually, it was like a symbolic way to silence them, right?
Yeah.
How many?
Yeah.
At least for me, because I hate wearing a mask. I
do too.
bitch about it every time I have to go out in public. And the thing that I keep thinking is that I feel like the government is trying to control us, and that they're trying to ruin small businesses and all of these things. And I feel like it's almost my own silent protest when I'm going out and I'm being productive in my business, especially with you, Connie, like you're going out there and you have to be around people for your business.
Yes.
I would feel like internalize it and change your perspective on it, that you are internally protesting the fact that I'm going to succeed whether you, JB, hold me down or not. Screw you. I'm going to succeed in my business. You will not ruin my business because of your trying to silence me, and take more of just a shift change in your perspective to it of I will not be defeated by you.
Well,
So,
and there's two things. So one is that I'm acknowledging also that when I put on the mask, I'm telling myself I'm putting on this mask because I want other people to feel at ease. I want them to feel at peace and not be fearful, because I feel like anything that drives the fear or that anxiety as a collective is really bad. And the other thing I decided is that I'm going to go out and I'm going to buy some clear shower curtain liners, because they have those hung up at the post office, and I will put those up at my booth so that I can stand behind it, and so that, and like I can actually take my mask off and people can see my face, because I want people to see my face and I want them to see my smile. And then if necessary, as they get close, I will put it on. But as they approach my booth, I want to be able to show my face. And so that's kind of my little bit of like my pushback, is that I'm going to go ahead and just
so
they have that barrier.
I push back because I feel the exact same way about like Ashley does, is I ordered a Trump Pence 2020 mask. So that's, as soon as that comes in, that's why it's like, F you, right? You wanted me to wear a mask. Let me tell you how I'm going to vote this year. So.
Good for you.
Yeah.
So I am, and if you don't want me, then tell me I can't wear it in there. Now we're going to have a lawsuit, because I don't believe in suing businesses for not doing business with other people, but that would bring me to a lawsuit.
Yeah.
I'm really pissed off about it too. I don't want to wear a mask. I don't enjoy it. I went out for the first time yesterday and went to the grocery store and to Staples and wore a mask, and it pissed me off I didn't buy everything I wanted. I'm much more likely to shop at Amazon now than go anyplace else.
It's hard to have conversations with people. And I'm finding that it's really, like as I'm talking to people, it's about a 50-50 split on those that want the mask and those that are okay without it. And what I really was encouraged by was that out of the people that are coming to the door to shop with me, there are more people coming without a mask. And I actually thank them every time they come without a mask, because I tell them that makes me feel better to see them without a mask, because that tells me that they're feeling more comfortable about being out.
Well, and there's a lot of people that feel the way you do, Connie. So I think that
I know. I'm just, again, it's just, I know that it's because it's different, and they're also moving the Oak Park market. My son's market has not opened, and we're not hearing anything about it. I have a feeling it's not going to go, which I have to say I'm okay. You know what I mean? Because my dad wouldn't go, and I need Christopher as a helper. So there's a multitude of things, but I'm feeling the uneasiness of just knowing that things are different, and I'm realizing that it's just different. It's not bad. It's just different.
it's totally bad.
Well, I heard on the news, or somebody just called me before this call. She was on her way to work on a new, they came on and said that they don't want people from Illinois coming to Wisconsin. They are going to stop. And I'm like, what? Well, I know why. I mean, I know that they're trying to set it up so that people don't go up north, because if the heavily infected people go up north and infect the people up in Minocqua and Land O'Lakes and all those places, they have 400-bed hospitals for like 6 counties.
And what if we have business to do in your state? So, like, what if
and that's what I told
Dayton or something like that to go pick up bee supplies, or what if I have to pick up,
Right.
These-
So those are essentials, and that's what I told her. I said, also the state has said that boarders that own horses are essential. You have bees. What you do is essential. So that's not going to be an issue. It's the people that are going up. But again, it's the concept. It's the concept of
being stopped at a border and being asked what I'm doing and things like that. And then what if I bring my son with? Are they going to tell me that I can't come in because there's two of us?
I don't know. Again, it's not, I don't know all the details, but again, it's that concept of that it's fear-based movement. Decisions are being based on fear, which is kind of unsettling.
Yeah.
I find myself, last night I didn't sleep well, and I found myself every time I was waking up, I was thinking about, what are you going to do about this? And what are you going to do about this? And what about this? And what about this? And what about this? It was like, go back to sleep. And I even woke up this morning, my dog was screaming.
What?
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Just one pain felt howl, and that was the end. She did it, she was in her sleep. But it was like, oh my God.
Oh, right. You should be doing Facebook Lives about, I mean, everything. You should be writing notes with this conversation, right? About what's going on with the fear thing and how to overcome that. This is all great content for you. And if you want, I'll send you a recording of it when we're done so that, because you should be taking down some of this stuff right now and talking about this is, right? We can't live in, even if you're afraid of COVID, right? Some people really are. How do you get out of that? Because that's just, if you're fear-based about COVID, you're probably fear-based about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and we're not going to get back to normal if people are fear-based. And I don't care whether they have a vaccine or don't have a vaccine. It's not going to normalize as long as people are afraid, because the ones that are afraid are the ones that are turning in the kids going to the park and all the other stupid stuff that's going on out there. And we actually talked about you on the 5 a.m. club, because one of the people that showed up on 5 a.m. was talking about how she was feeling guilty for being successful. And I said that she should connect with you because she should connect her people with you that are you know, struggling and having a hard time, because I believe that if we're struggling and having a hard time, most times that comes from a place of fear and lack. I know for me, it always does.
So, yeah, so this is great. This is great content. And this is how you get to be more well-known, right? It's really about putting your message out there to the population, starting you could do Fearful Friday tips, right? Fearful Friday tips, or Fight the Fear Friday tip or something along those lines, right?
Free from fear.
Free from fear. Yeah.
That could be an everyday tip.
Absolutely. That could be an everyday tip.
Or freedom, not fear.
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody on Friday. He says, you know, start a YouTube channel, do 2 or 3 minute video each day.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all,
your tribe.
Do not start a YouTube channel. Do a Facebook Live video every day and then take those and put them on your YouTube channel. Your Facebook Lives will get 5 to 6 times as many views as a YouTube video will.
That's true.
So it's about, okay, so let's go back to the homework. So that was Connie, I'm so glad, because you fought us back a little bit about like justifying why you did that, which we weren't buying any of it. So and thank you for being such a good sport about it. Right? Karen, you were buying it?
No, I wanted to act, no, not at all, because I wanted to tell Connie what I did, which was the fact that I hated that particular day a lot. But I forced myself almost to the fact of feeling nauseous about sitting down and dumping all of this. And I wrote and wrote. And then at the end of it, what I laughed about the most was hitting send and pushing that off to Jean. I was like, okay, here.
So Karen, now that you've opened your little can of worms, all right. So let's pull them out one by one, right? Why did you do the other night? You did 3 homework assignments and you posted 2 of them within a minute of each other.
It's because they were sitting in my draft. Because I go back and add to them, and then I didn't realize that I hadn't sent them. And I thought I said that when I
you guys sent. Here's the thing, I don't read them all over the weekend.
Right.
I
right.
had a long day on Saturday. I actually took a whole day off yesterday. I was supposed to talk to Lynn Rowe. I didn't talk to Lynn Rowe yesterday. I know.
A whole day?
A whole flipping day. And
Wow.
I was in a pissy mood all day. You guys at 5 a.m. Club heard about. You know what I forgot to mention though at 5 a.m. Club? The reason why he was so mad at me last week, and he didn't tell me till yesterday why. So we didn't talk. That's my youngest son, right? We didn't talk from last Monday till yesterday, was because he snapped at me because he had not smoked a cigarette for 2 weeks. So but I said, had you told me that, I absolutely would have understood that, right? So I would have not gotten all mad because you snapped at me. I would have understood that that was a withdrawal, right? But because you didn't want to share anything with me and you just thought I asked him one question. He's like, why do you have to ask me questions over and over and over and over and over, right? It's nothing but nonstop questions. And I'm like, I asked you one question. What the hell's wrong with you, right? So it's because he hadn't smoked. And then, but here's what I noticed this week while I wasn't speaking to him, because I can see him going outside standing by the pool smoking, is he's actually started smoking more than he did before he was. So I knew then that really was bothering him too, that we were not talking. And that's how he chose to handle it. So yeah, it was a really shitty day yesterday, and not seeing my other kids and my daughter buying me oils because she thinks the Young Living are too expensive. And I'm like, Jacqueline, I just placed a $300 order. So please go cancel that, because I won't use them. And I felt bad telling her that, but I didn't want to see her waste any more money, and I wanted a better present. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, the fact that she thought about that was awesome, right? Mm-hmm. But I don't want her to waste her money anymore on something I'm not going to use. And I'm not going to use those other oils she gave me at Christmas. So she doesn't get it.
It's okay.
One oil is another oil.
It takes time.
It does take time.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So Ashley, haven't heard from you. Are you still, I don't remember. Honestly, it's been like the last week has been a whirlwind. I don't know. Are you on the homework wagon, or have you fallen off?
Yeah, I only didn't respond. I didn't respond on Friday and Saturday. I did the rest. I've done all of the rest of them. Okay. Friday I just forgot, and Saturday I had a migraine, and I said I am not doing shit today.
That's fine, and that's totally cool. Just don't try to catch up. Just do one day at a time.
Okay. I wasn't going to catch up, and I was struggling. The one on Friday, I was struggling with it because it was talking about doubts and like what kind of doubts do you have in yourself, things like that. And I'm like, I feel like in my mindset right now, I don't have doubts in myself, because I had doubts previously, but signing up and knowing what I'm doing, I'm kind of like, fuck my doubts. I don't have doubts. I don't want to have doubts. So I didn't know how to respond to it when it was saying, write your doubts. And
I would have totally understood that, right? Where I'm at in my right now, where I'm at, I'm not feeling any doubt, which would have been amazing. I would have gotten that because I know, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
Because I really sat there and I'm like, I'm thinking of doubts in my head, and I'm like, I don't feel like I have any. And then I felt wrong.
You should be doubting the fact that you're getting 2 puppies at the same time. That's what
I'm so excited for those damn dogs. I'm so excited. I was even talking to Eric, like I've already picked out their collars, and I'm getting their cage, and I've got their beds, and I have a call with the invisible fence after this and all that stuff. So I'm so excited for these dogs.
What are their names?
They're going to be Violet and Dash from The Incredibles.
Oh, that's
we name our dogs Disney characters.
I love that. Lynn, I just thought about this. Where's Racine at? I'm coming to Racine on Saturday. What, you're muted. You're muted. You're muted.
That's one town north of me. So it's right.
Oh,
Where in Racine are you going?
I don't know yet because I'm doing a dog transport. So I've got to pick the dog up in Hinsdale. And I drive sometimes for the Dachshund rescue because the first cattle dog rescue I did, I lost the dog. I found the dog. I got the dog back. And I was like, that was when I still needed a knee replacement, and I was hobbling through the fields and I was all pissed off and I got a tick on me, but I didn't leave Indiana without the dog. I found the dog.
My God.
But it escaped, and yeah, so apparently I'm not cattle dog certified anymore to drive, but the Dachshund Rescue doesn't know that, so they let me drive transport.
So if you're coming, you'll be coming up 94, I'm assuming.
Mhm.
So you're going to pass Highway 50.
Yeah.
And I'm 6 miles west of 50.
Oh, well then maybe I'll just drop some stuff off by you on the way home.
Cool.
All right, awesome.
Let me know what time you're doing. Let me know what time. Let me know what time you're doing it, and I'll make sure we can.
Okay.
Sit up in the garden visit. For
Let me
a while.
know if you have to show your proof of vaccination card at the border.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know, Pritzker said he wasn't going to open everything back up until COVID has been eradicated.
And it's like, so are we never going to open up because the flu hasn't been eradicated? Like,
Right.
let's be real on how we're talking, because this
Well,
90% of people are going to get it or be immune to it, and we can't live, and we can't sit here and live and be scared of a damn disease, a virus.
Everyone will get it at some point.
Mhm.
Right.
And
Mhm.
most everyone will live. And some people sadly will not.
It drives me crazy. This is
Mhm.
obnoxiously, it's insane to me.
right. You should just be like writing.
Mhm.
Right? Should be writing,
I am.
because we're going to give you
I
some.
got my journal.
Yay. So, all right. So what other questions, what other things about the homework are like maybe a little unsettling, or what are you finding with the homework, or what are you thinking about when you're writing it? Oh, I hate Jean. Is that what you're writing in your journals? I hate Jean, over and over. What'd you say, Sherilyn?
You made her shake. Sheila, the dog, looked at her husband. She's like, I am.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm really enjoying the homework. I've actually had Eric's been listening to it also. So
I love that.
yeah,
You
Eric's
should
been
give
listening
him the
to it.
homework to do with you, right? Give him go back and send him the ones from the beginning. Or if you, honestly, Ashley, if you want him to do if he wants to do the homework with him, I'll send him the homework every day if he wants to do it.
Well, I think he would actually love something to be accountable to, because it's so funny. In the morning, he always is like, flip on the light. I want to get up with you. And then I always feel bad because I'm like, I don't feel like waking you up. And then I'm thinking, you should want to get up, damn it. And so then I feel bad. And this morning we had the conversation. I'm like, I'm just flipping on the light. Screw it. I don't feel bad anymore. That's out of my head. You're waking up with me. And he's been talking about wanting to come to the 5 a.m. accountability club. I'm like, do it. You have, like, he's starting a business. He's working a 9 to 5. You have all these goals of things that you need to get done. Why not be accountable to somebody that's not me?
I love it. Send me his email address and I'll ask him if he wants me to do it.
Yeah.
And then if that's the case, I'm happy to include him in that.
Cool.
I love listening to it around my kids because I feel like, for the last year now, every time it comes on, it's slowly getting in there.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
That's all we can hope for, right? I will say it's taken about 30 years to get through to my husband a little bit, because he said something to me the other day about I don't know, but it was something that was like totally, I had said something, it was about, I had 3 sales calls and 2 of them registered. And he's like, he goes, you spoke it, so it'll be happening, right? And I'm like, wait, you're a ninja, what? Like, where'd that come from, right? He's like, I listen when you talk, unlike you.
Ooh, bam.
He's right. I don't even try to pretend anymore. Sometimes I'm just like, I'm sorry, could you repeat that? I wasn't listening. going to try to hide it. You know, it's a lie if I try to hide it. So
One of the things that I've noticed about the homework is having it be in this time frame is fascinating, because it's like, oh, conformity. That was a good one. It was like, there's so many lambs to slaughter. There's so much collective consciousness that is just following and not questioning. And it's like, so how is that? How am I different?
My God. That just gave me goosebumps when you said that, because I went back and I replayed that the opposite of courage is conformity.
Conformity.
And what are we doing all right now? And this, oh my God, Lynn, that is brilliant that you brought that up today.
And you know what's really, really interesting about that too is I was reading some of the Chinese medicine this past week on the lungs. And in Chinese medicine, of course, every organ in the body, every system, every piece of the body has some type of emotional equivalent. And, you know, the lungs are associated with fear. And there was something that I screenshotted actually and sent to a friend. Hang on, let me find it, because
Lynn,
it was
don't forget what you were saying, because I want to come back because we kind of got off track there, but I want to come back to let you finish what you were saying there about that. Sorry.
It was really, really potent though, as far as like, oh, here. Also, the lung is known as the delicate organ, which is extremely sensitive to the influence of evil qi. So, or
Evil
qi.
what?
Evil qi. So the energy. So the lung is a delicate organ, extremely sensitive to evil energy. Okay, that's according to Chinese medicine. And I was thinking about the impact of the collective mindset and the fact that this is a lung virus.
Well, let's also think about the fact that the virus came from China.
And so I feel like that's why I'm really focused on the fact that I feel like it's important to not have people be afraid and to have people laugh and be joyful as much as possible, that's part of us getting back to normal.
Okay. All right, Lynn, finish up what you were thinking about. Fascinating. Sorry. Lynn,
I'm going off on another tangent, but because just like what we started talking about with Connie, that embracing that peace, everybody's afraid, but how do we move from that fear to power? And I don't know. I do know. A part of, I think that is connecting ourselves with people that are in movement and that are working on their empowerment. Of course, we're human. We're going to be afraid. There's things that are going on right now that are scary, but having that, having the 5 a.m. club, having Earl, having the support that we are giving each other is a way we can move through that. That shows that we are not, conformity versus fear, conformity and fear versus courage and empowerment.
Yeah.
Well, and I think part of that too is, the fact of this stay at home where it's the isolation piece. And, it's almost purposefully trying to de-link people from being able to support each other.
It's not even almost purposefully, it is purposefully.
Yeah. And what Connie was saying about the, wearing the mask and not being able to see, it's like so difficult for me to like feel somebody and like, are they okay with what I said? Or are they not okay with what I said? How are they reacting to it?
Now that you said that, Karen, you know what I noticed yesterday when I had to wear the mask when I went in the grocery store?
What?
At Staples? I didn't notice anybody. I did not notice another single person.
Exactly. No, because you're spending time going, oh, they're over there. I got to go over here.
No, that was not what I was thinking. I
Oh.
mean, I physically did not look anybody in the eyes yesterday, because normally when I do that, if you go to the lunch meat counter, you're looking in the eyes, or you're smile. When I'm walking past somebody, I'll say hi or good hi, and smile or something. I didn't know. I just occurred to me. I did not notice another single person, even my checkout person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That is so interesting to me right now.
Mm-hmm. And that's where, like Lynn was saying, I think about, that's where I'm feeling very fortunate about having the groups, and now I'm like, okay, now I'm making this commitment to do the 5 a.m. club, because I really am seeing the value with being able to share the thoughts, the feelings, and what's going on.
Yeah. Such a good discussion this morning.
I wonder if I could get like a silk screen print of just my face with a smile on it for a mask.
I saw some masks like that on Facebook. They popped up where it was like their face, like they'd had this piece of their face on a mask.
And the other thing that I saw that I really liked was there are some people making masks that are clear, and because I thought this was really profound too, and I just thought of this as you were talking about not noticing people, was that people that are deaf are really panicked right now because they can't lip read.
Wow.
I didn't even think about that, Connie.
And I heard there's some nurses and medical professionals that are putting tags on their like badges with a picture of their smiling face on their
badge.
Yeah, on their badge, so that their patients can see their face and what they actually look like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's very
interesting.
interesting.
So let's go back to I want to make sure that we're getting what you guys need from the homework, right? So was there anything that you didn't want to answer besides what we've talked about, or is there something you felt difficult, or is there something that made you feel something like you weren't expecting when you were doing the homework?
It's making me feel empowered. That I'm really loving it, because it's really just solidifying that the choices that I'm making and the things that I'm doing are what I'm supposed to be doing. And then when you see result, even if it's not an everyday new client result, I feel productive, and I feel like it centers me and justifies that I'm doing the right thing.
Awesome. Love that.
Yeah, that's kind of what I got out of day 7 as far as the 10 things I was grateful for. It just really had me focusing back on all those reasons why everything will be okay. And like you said, Ashley, like just feeling more centered and just having that solid feeling like it's gonna be fine. Money can be made in every economy, and like you said, Jean, about not participating in the recession.
That is a conscious choice that everybody has to make, right?
What did Patrice say this morning? The millions are made in the
That is
something?
absolutely true. More millionaires are made in a recession or a depression than any other time, right? And that's what I was talking about too on that video. Lynn, I don't know if you were on there. That and I meant to say it on 5 a.m. Club because somebody made me think about it, but I was reading an article over the weekend about Airbnb and how many people are going bankrupt because of Airbnb, because they created these Airbnb businesses, right? They saw what a powerful piece it was. They went out and they bought other property, and they bought these palatial rental places. And now immediately when this happened, all of their rentals have canceled. Right? That there's nobody's going on vacation. So now these people, their homes are going into foreclosure because, or these extra homes are going into foreclosure because they bought and they created a business out of Airbnb. So, I mean, look, Airbnb came about because of the last recession in 2008.
Huh.
And now look at that. People saw there. So here's the thing. People probably were making a very nice income when you've got several or multiple properties that you're renting out, and they bought them in like touristy locations, right? Places people would want to travel to. And now none of that's happening. And now they all have these, and they're bigger homes, and they're having people, they're actually getting foreclosure notices.
Wow.
Because, and it doesn't look like they're going to be, filling them up for the rest of the year now.
I've had people try and book mine,
Nice.
but I told them no. And then I went back in and blocked it for the rest of the month. And I think,
can you not sell it, or you just don't want to?
I don't want to. I don't want it. But I've got my guy living here right now.
Oh, okay.
But my thought is, as we move forward, I think the Airbnbs in this country are going to blow up, because people aren't going to do international travel, and they're not going to want to travel far, but they still want to do things with their families, and it's going to be on fire.
And they're going to want some less expensive options as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but Airbnb's that,
Mm-hmm.
right? If they can manage to hold on to those properties till we get back to traveling, right?
Yeah, I was talking about me.
Oh, yeah. Yay!
All about me.
Yeah, I love it. Love that. Yeah, but I think you're right. I think that those who can hang on to those properties, if they're in the U.S., that they will have an opportunity to come back from this if they can hold on to it. But
Mm-hmm.
it sounded like several people they've left their jobs and bought all these properties, and Airbnb was paying the mortgage on that.
God, and who would have thought it would have been that bad? I mean, that it would be as bad as it is. It's like, who could have ever have thought this?
Well, and it's the thing that I'm feeling like, I feel like everything is at a weird speed. Like, I feel like quarantine started a week ago in some ways, because I've been so busy that I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like almost the middle of May.
Yeah, the middle of May.
Yesterday when it was snowing, I was like, oh my God, it's like almost the middle of May, and
60 days, right? We're almost at 60 days.
And I mean, like, I've been so busy that I'm not realizing how much time has actually passed. So.
By the way, I got that box you sent me from Renee. Thank you.
You're welcome. She was really excited to send you something that I had made. So we had to discuss what would be a good option. So I was like, she doesn't like honey.
I don't, yeah. Well, I do, but I never, like, I'm still working on the jar Lynn gave me.
Yeah, no,
I'm not a huge honey fan, mostly because of the carbs right now. Like, I'm dying for something sweet, but the honey's got too many carbs in it right now when I'm watching the carb thing. Sugar wise, it doesn't mess with your sugar too much.
No.
All right. So, any other questions? Any other comments you want to make before did you check with Eric, Ashley?
No, but I will real quick. Hold on.
Okay. Hey, Eric.
Yeah. So I have a question for those of you who have done it multiple times. Does the homework change from?
Well, I'm gonna let Lynn answer that because she's done it the most times.
Okay.
Yeah, the homework does change, and I find myself in different, and where I am emotionally and mentally has to do with sometimes how I'm answering the questions. Like,
hold on a second, Lynn. I think what Karen means is, are the questions different every time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're not. So now go ahead and answer it from that perspective, Lynn.
So the questions are the same, but the answers can be different. Like when you were talking about the 10 things you're grateful for, I can pretty much whiz through that now. And it doesn't mean it's insignificant. It means that I've been practicing for so long that it's just like they flow because I know what I'm grateful for every single day. And then, like I said, that having the COVID is giving, a new perspective on where I'm coming from. And it gives us, that the thing about, I don't know, it was a question about Colonel Sanders. And that's my big hand.
Yeah.
I can't help it because of my age. It's an awareness that I have. It's like, well, you're freaking 68 years old. Are you high? But I look at Colonel Sanders. He's one of my mentors because it's like, well, he started at my age, and why can't I? Even though I've been doing it for 35 years, it feels like I'm launching at a much more intense rate. So, having those questions asked again, it's like I've been building material and building affirmations that I can add to, and experiences that I can say, well, okay, so you had your goal at such and such and you didn't reach it. Look at you. But then look at this, who at this juncture could have done what I've done, and look at you, you're building. You don't have to meet the mark. You just have to meet the process. And I think it's in that process and acknowledging the win that is happening every day that's just amazing to me.
And I think too that, Karen, that the results are so subtle, and they come so that sometimes we don't see it until we look backward from where we were. Or you're like feeling like nothing's happening, nothing's changing, and yet everything's changing.
Yeah. And then you'll be talking to somebody and all of a sudden you go, who said that? It's like, that's what my mom about.
Yeah.
But again, it is definitely a building block and a process that doesn't happen overnight. And I think part of that is just creating the practice and doing it. And even when we don't feel like doing it, we want to run and hide, or we hate it, and I'm no different. But I find myself, those are the things that I can, like you say, look back at and say, but the divine promised. And I can hold on to that promise. I can walk around my barn 7 times and know that what I put out there and what I ask for is going to manifest. And it feels so good to have that, because I think that's part of the connectedness is, we have to be able to see it and also feel it.
Yes.
Right.
And I think feeling it is the part that takes the longest.
Yeah.
But when we have the little victories along the way, and I think creating this practice with Earl and doing the assignments and doing the circle maker and doing E squared and all those little things, and we have those little victories, we can go, yeah, but see, it worked here. So I know it works here. And then before you know it, you're feeling good about it because it's already taken place.
And then the better you feel about it, that just raises your vibrational level, because the moment we talked about this, right? The moment you want something, it appears, except it could be on the 17th floor and you're here vibrationally on the 3rd floor. And but every time you can feel it, that you've gotten it, whether you've gotten it or not, it raises your vibrational level till eventually, oh, I can see it now, it's here.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's really interesting for me too, because last year when I did it was when I was going through everything with my mom.
Yeah.
And so to have done it at that time and now to do it at this time where, it is like I have to really, I feel like, be very conscientious in light of COVID. And I had to be really conscientious in light of my mom's passing, right? Like, so those were 2 really heavy kind of experiences, and seeing how it's kind of like that rope where you're like, okay, I'm
coming.
I'm doing it, and it's not easy, but it is, I'm able.
It's not easy, but it's simple.
Yep.
It's simple, but it's not easy.
Right.
I'm sorry. It's simple,
But it's not easy.
easy.
It's not easy.
Right.
Yeah.
So do you guys find yourself listening to Earl like every day, in between these?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, because that's what I was thinking.
Sometimes I listen to it 2 or 3 times in a day. Like
Mhm.
sometimes when I'm just working on things, I'll have my headphones in and I'm just working and listening. And sometimes I'm only half listening and then all of a sudden something will pop out at me.
Right. Right.
And sometimes I like to read the question and then listen and then write and listen again kind of thing. So like review it. Kind of
Yeah,
like what
I
you
hear
said.
I hear different things on different days when I'm listening.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
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 Awesome. All right. Anything else? You guys, this was a good call. This was a really good call today.
Are you going to
Right? I
send
hope
this
you have
to
pages
us,
of
Jean?
notes. What?
Are you going to send this to us?
Send what
think-
to you?
I
No,
think you mentioned.
had no intention of doing that because there is some things on there. I was just going to send it to Wright because he could pull some stuff from here.
Oh.
But if you want it, if you took notes and you don't want it, then I'm not going to, because I have to go upload it and stuff like that. So if you don't want it, I won't send it. But if you do want it, I will send it. I mean, if you guys wanted it, as long as I do it, I'm only going to do it if Wright wants it. Because I do kind of feel like these, all right, so if I'm going to do it for him, then if you, who of you wants it then?
I do.
Are you
Please.
really going to listen to it?
Yeah, I'm going to just do the same thing as Earl, is just put it on and listen.
Okay.
Because I
All right.
think there's some things that.
All right. Don't look for it right away because this
No.
is a long line
I don't
of
need
things
it right
to do
away. I
today.
got my homework to do.
Yeah, but what I will not do is I will not delete it like I normally do. Normally, as soon as this call's over, I delete it just because this auto starts to record so I don't forget. So, all right, guys, anything else you need today? All right, right. There's another man who's in the 5 a.m. club. This is the time to join.
What time were you up today, right?
He's been there longer than 2 days. He's been there for a week and a half. So he might be
Wow.
I know. It looks like he might be sticking with it.
right.
Okay.
What time were you up today, right? What
What'd
time
you
did
say?
you get up?
Me?
No,
Me,
right.
4:30. So
Oh, hell,
good.
you have time to comb your hair and put your bra on.
You could have made it.
yeah, I know I could have.
He's like, I
Guess I'm
could
going to
I
have
did
to
enough
show
for
up
her.
right now.
What'd you say, Red?
You're convincing me to show up at 5. So
Well, I will
keep
tell you,
working on it.
the ones who are showing up at 5, we talked about that last week, that the cream of the crop are the people who's showing up in the strategy sphere, right? Those who are showing up in the strategy sphere are making money. They're doing a good job. They're committed, right? And there's a difference, right? Commitment plus consistency equals cash. The people who show up on the 5 a.m. club, somebody called it the buttercream. Who said that? Was it one of you guys?
Good
Somebody
morning.
there said it's
Christine.
Christine, that's the buttercream. That's the very top layer. That's the best of the best is what that is. So
And just in light of like Earl, what I will say to that too is that like that's really been a very important piece to me in terms of having that consistency. Like, just it's part of it. The consistency is really, really important for me right now.
It's just like doing your homework every day. Consistency.
Yeah.
Cool.
all right, guys, have a
right.
lovely day. Go out there, kick some butt today, right? Sherry Lynn, have that call with Lynn and see if you can get some relief from those sinuses. So that
We
you
already did.
Oh,
We
good,
went
good,
Helen
good.
call.
Awesome.
We're working on it.
All right, good. All right.
I need to talk to Lynn also.
All right.
I'm gonna reach out to you.
Not too much.
So here's what I'm going to say. You guys find another platform here because I've got Cheryl popping on here in a minute. Okay.
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 All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Out.
Bye.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, you looked beautiful on that call this morning.
Not the one on the strategy sphere, right?
Did you do 2 this morning?
I did. I did one in the strategy sphere and one that ended at 8 o'clock. I've got to pee though. We just finished there. Can you give me
Okay.
2 minutes to pee?
You can pee.
Okay.
I'll let you.
All right.
You're scaring me. That's all right. You can hit it again. That's right. I'm really sensitive, you know. I'm sensitive. You hadn't? Asshole. Are you going to take a shower this morning?
No, I just wanted us to start the dishwasher.
Okay.
It might get rainy, so.
Get this real quick. Thanks for doing those boxes, honey.
Isn't this an awesome outfit?
Isn't this an awesome office? Is that what you said?
Outfit.
Outfit. I love it. You should see mine.
I love working from home online.
Yes, me too. But
Go ahead.
You did 2 this morning. You did what did you do?
I did basically the same thing in the strategy sphere as I did on the other one. And then Danella registered for my one-day event from my second one, the one that you saw. If I'm looking like I do now, I had a sweatshirt on before, and my hair, I hadn't run a flat iron through it, and I didn't have any makeup on the first one.
You look really good in that color.
Thank you.
Yeah, I noticed it. I didn't get to hear it, but I noticed it.
Hmm?
Or should I noticed it? That's your war paint, right?
It's war paint.
Notice anything?
You got your hair cut.
I've been sleeping on, this side of my head.
Who cut your hair?
In the wind. Huh?
Who cut your hair?
So I went and got it cut from my guy, and
Are they open?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
But let me tell you how it has to be. One stylist at a time. He only has certain hours, and so I had to stand at the front door. He had to take my temperature. I had to do hand sanitizer, make sure I have a mask on the entire time. Cannot use blow dryers. And I said to him, to be nice, I said, hey, I just want you to know that I just washed my hair. So if you just want to wet it and cut it, he goes, oh, that would be so much easier. Because they have to follow such strict guidelines. And so I made an appointment to get mine colored, but he couldn't do both. Because then he has to clean the salon before the next person comes in to work. And they have 4 regulars and a 5th person that kind of works there. 4 people, and so to split their time. They're going by the guidelines. But he also said, I'm also doing shit at my house when I can't be in here. So if you want to, I don't care. I'll drive to your house. So anyway, then I'll get it colored. But going to Oklahoma this weekend, and
It's flying or driving? I don't remember.
we're flying. And I feel okay about that. I want to go back to talking about Danella. Not getting $99 out of my investment in this Speakers Need to Speak group. Well, maybe that's my fault. Are you getting value?
Honestly, I'm not looking. I have been so busy since this started.
Yeah,
that
I blow off that group and keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, it's been a little more profitable for me.
Yeah.
So, but I will tell you that I do see a couple things she's posted. Like I do have a speaking gig that I did pay $500 to be part of that she's posting. So now it hasn't happened till June. So I won't know if I'm getting anything out of it, but everything I'm seeing right now says virtual people they're making money. People who are doing this virtually.
Yes.
So I'm so excited about Barry and Blue's upcoming event on the virtual event on how to do virtual events, right? So,
Yeah.
but I took some notes because I was talking about, so I watched another training that they did. They have some on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
So they're still promoting this thing. So they're doing this online training. So number one, that they, some of these places are having a coaching zone. She's going to be teaching you in this. They're going to be giving you coaching zone, how to run a successful coaching zone as part of this program that we're buying.
Okay.
This a virtual event, right? You're going to get that information. They're also giving you a 10-part video series on overcoming objections. I could be wrong about how many pieces, but it's that. They are going to have virtual sponsorship packages. They're going to have virtual, they're going to have a part about this coaching zone. They're going to be taught, they do have an all access. So here's what it was going to be, why you want to get all access, right?
Yep.
Because number one, you get a better swag box. Number one, is it worth $200? Probably not, but you also will get the recordings of the event.
That's big.
That's huge. That's more than $200 worth, right?
Yeah.
There's going to be a virtual cocktail event for the VIPs, right? So that you can network with other people at the thing. You're going to get a private 20-minute call with one of them on about your next event about my event post event. So after you hold, I'm guessing after you hold your virtual event, then you'll get a 20-minute call. I don't know. Maybe it'll be before or be after. I don't know. So I'm writing, maybe I wrote that note because I was thinking I would want to do it. It's going to be after my event, so I want to schedule that. So I don't know what that is, but anyway, you get a 20-minute private call with them as part of the all access VIP package.
So I need to go do the 197 all access.
I'm thinking I'm doing it. So because of the fact that if for no other reason that you get the recordings that you can go back to over and over.
If
and over.
you're doing it, I'm absolutely doing it because everything you do right now just turns to gold. So I want to know everything you're doing, including, I can't talk to her right now. I'm in the middle of something. Including everything, what you're eating, what you're doing. Now, we should talk about that. I heard Bruce coming home with pizza the other day. When we get to our goals, I'm down 3 pounds. Now, Lauren's like in shock right now.
How much down total since we started?
Well, I keep
between
gaining and losing.
Well, that's me too, right? So yeah, so you can't keep saying you're down 3 pounds if you gained 4 between the last time you said it, right?
Okay, right. So let me see where I started with you. Hold on.
Okay.
Where did I write that? I know it's here somewhere. Hold on. I think I wrote it very tiny in pencil somewhere.
I'm looking for mine too, where I actually wrote down a weight last.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Here's this is the only place I had it. So I'm just going to say I'm up 4 pounds from the last time I recorded, but I'm up from the very lowest I've been. I'm up 12 pounds.
Okay. So I'm up 0.1 from the time that I wrote it down at the lowest.
Okay, well that's bad. That's good.
So I'm back to where I started. So I'm starting here, and we're going from here.
Yeah, I want to write down what I'm at right now. So I'm at.
Okay, so I'm going to write it on the date too. What date is this? It's the 11th. All right.
All right. So I'm going to say I'd like to be down 3 for next week because so while you might, feel like everything I'm doing is great, this is the one place I'm really not doing well in. But I am not eating well. I don't care what we eat because by the time 5 o'clock comes, I'm so hungry because I'm not
tired.
I'm tired. Yeah, I'm exhausted. So,
okay.
All right. So where'd my note go?
because I really want to support you in that. And when I said that I was down, Lauren probably looked at me like, how the hell could that be? Like literally how that she didn't, but
the fact is you're even right now for the most part. So, right. So good.
But I'm really, Gina, I'm not like over the weekends. So Friday, Saturday, Shelly came Friday. I did not feel well. Saturday felt like shit. Then Sunday, I wasn't feeling great, but I was a little bit better. But here's what, so I worked. I had a bunch of work to do, work. And then we've got to get our house ready for carpet layers to come on. My office looks like yours. Carpet layers to come on tomorrow. And so I was going to do that yesterday afternoon. So Lauren and I said, it was 2:30. We're like, we're just going to close our eyes till 3. 10 till 7, we woke up. I mean, I don't sleep well in a chair. I didn't move for that entire time. I'm a mover, you know. I'm a mover.
Like a monkey doing cartwheels, right? Yeah. So you just slept in your chairs?
Yeah. Yes. In this chair right here. Now, Lauren doesn't mind it. It's comfortable for her, but for me, it is my legs are hanging off. I mean, not good. So I woke up and I'm like, oh. But I haven't physically felt well. So last night when I went to bed, bad me drank caffeinated tea, which a lot of it. And I was laying there trying to go to sleep. And I was just noticing how bad my body felt. Now, interestingly enough,
I felt this morning, like I feel like I'm full of inflammation.
Yeah.
It hurt.
And this virus isn't killing skinny people. It's killing fat people. And I'm like, shit. So, you know, I'm just kind of like, but I woke up this morning and I do feel better. But I was feeling pretty bad. In fact, telling Shelly, I was like, Shelly came and helped put poles on our cabinets, 35 of them. That was hard.
Yeah.
And Lauren's been working her ass off. Now I got to get to my office. So today, in between all of my work stuff, I got to get to my office. Okay. You want to hear last week? You want to hear how I did?
Yeah.
I'm going to say it first so that I can bask in your glory.
Oh, stop. All right. I'm ready.
Okay. So I got $1,000 in the door.
Yay.
Actually, let's see. Is that true? Yeah, it's true. So I have a total for the month of $8,942 cash in the door.
8,942 cash in the door for May.
Uh-huh.
That's fantastic. You're killing me. You're killing me on cash in the door. Yeah. Okay, I'll tell you what mine is. And so, yay, that's fantastic.
And then I contracted, so I got that VIP client.
Yeah.
I contracted her for 6 months, $6,000 pay in full. So she paid $1,000. She's going to work it out this week or next week and figure out how she can pay me the rest of it.
So you got a $5,000 contract done.
Got a $6,000 contract.
Well, you got 6,000, but I'm sure you added the $1,000 into your 8,900. And so you got $5,000 left contracted, right?
Yeah. That's
okay.
Coming
cool.
In. Yes.
Well, and the
That's
reason I'm saying it that way is because it occurred to me that I'll tell you why when we get to mine. So, all right. So what else?
Okay. So I have about a couple of sales calls this week I'm really excited about. And I have an interview. I'm doing 2 speaking engagements. Yeah, this week. So I'm excited about that. And one of them is a big one. One of them is the dames who are, multiple 6-figure, $1 million business owners. And she had 2 salespeople already who sucked. Kind of. Like a bunch of fluff and not, this is a great time to sit back and get organized. What? So anyway, I'm going to give them some good shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that's what I have a busy week. I'm doing the 6 a.m. accountability.
Yeah. How's that going?
Good. I was up at 5 this morning because I needed to get some stuff done. So then I was like ready to go at 6. And I'm doing power hours this week every day. So every single day we get on Zoom, we make our calls together for an hour, 60 minutes, tell how many calls we made. And I think that's going to help the level of engagement.
Yeah.
To be honest. And just help people commit to their goals and stick to them.
Cool.
Yeah, and I've got all the nasty stuff behind me. I still have one woman who I told her if she wanted to, I did a special thing for her, but anyway, I don't think she's going to do it, which is fine with me. So I really don't want to work with her. So I'm going to give her the rest of her.
She's not going to do it.
I just think that she has proven to herself that she's not willing to follow through.
Oh, okay.
And she's upset with me because in order to follow through with me, it's too expensive. And I should have known better because she's in debt, that person.
Oh.
And I just am tired of dealing with her. And Lauren heard the conversation I had with her, and Lauren said, James told me to call her. And Lauren said, you handled that so well. I mean, there was no like bitchiness in my voice or anything. I just said, here's how it is. And, whatever you heard, I believe that that's what you believe. But I know that I didn't say it because I've never offered that at that price ever. Anyway, so it was just a misconfusion. So I just kind of gave her my, here's what I'll do. And if you want to do this, because I can't sell you into something that's not right for you, which would be continuing with us now, because you need the basics.
Yeah.
So, done.
Yeah.
So I got all of that stuff behind me. Like,
Good.
Everybody's happy. I got 2 people who were in 6-month contracts before their, one, I've had a lot of renewals. I've had everybody renew that needed to, except one. So that's pretty good.
That is very good.
And then I got one to commit early. Like, we're only in month 3, and she's like, oh yeah, I'm staying with you. She made $9,000 last month.
Wow.
She's almost made more she already has. She's made more in the 4 months of this year than she ever has in 12 months in any year prior. And she's been in business 16 years.
Wow. That's huge.
It's huge. So that's my good news. Your turn.
That is really good news. So I have to correct my totals from last week when I was telling you, because I had one of them, I counted her cash, and so I'm $1,000 off. So I had in the door last week, I had $4,876.50, which my goal was $6,000.
Okay.
And contracted, it's not 30, it's 29,000.
Well, gosh, I think so differently of you now. Boy, big failure, loser.
I know, but seriously, $75,104.92, right? In the first.
Are you charging tax? What's this 92 cents thing?
I don't know where that came. For some reason, I have a 42 cents in the door, but I don't have any 42 cents. I don't know where that came from. Somewhere along the line, I don't know, because I don't.
I'm convinced you have creative accounting.
I don't even know how that had happened.
You are so funny.
So okay, it's probably more like 50 cents, because I had somebody pay for a VIP day in 2 pieces, and it came out to $498.50. So I probably am off in my cents there. But yeah, that's kind of crazy.
All right. So I'm gonna come back to you, and what? I'm coming back to you, and I'm gonna. So
$75,142 is what I have brought in from April 1st to May 4th. May 5th. 45 days.
Jean, I think you can pay for the room next time we're together. I'm kidding you. So I'm so happy for you. Everybody is. Jean's even Suzanne's even calling you a show.
You know what? I have never had a win like that. That is such a big win. I was a little hurt that she said that. And like a little.
Were?
Yeah, I was a little offended that like she isn't even like congratulations or anything. It's like show off. And I didn't even say how much I made. I just said, she said, what's working for you? So I said, the group I started March 23rd. That's all I said. And she's like, okay, Miss Show Off or Little Show Off or Show Off Pants or I was a little hurt by that she didn't even fucking say congratulations.
See, it's interesting because I took that totally different.
Well,
here's what
you now have a different relationship with her.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
I do.
Yeah, I was.
Aww.
Yeah, I mean, am I gonna let that bother me? No.
Hell no. What I think she meant was you are killing it, and she knows that behind the scenes, and has talked among her team, but.
But they call me a show off in front of the whole Driven Business School, right? And I wasn't showing off with anything. I didn't say how much money I made.
No, you didn't. No.
Right. So where's the show off piece? Because that's, and maybe she did mean it from that perspective, knowing, but I will say that I think it kind of devalued what I did in front of all of Driven Business School.
I completely understand how you could feel that way. Yeah. Completely. And
but
because
I'm not gonna let it bother me.
I'm on the other side of it, and I know, and I'm, couldn't be more happy for you. So I get it. I took it completely different because of my perspective, but I can understand where you would feel that way. Yeah.
If I really kind of said that, like, oh, I made $45,000 or $75,000 in the last 35 days, right? Then I totally could see where that was coming from. But I didn't. So.
And I always think that she rewards people who do well. And it doesn't, to me, it's total encouragement. It's not, I wish you would have said the dollar amount so people could go, holy crap. Like it's possible. I think I would love for you to do, me, I'd love for you to, and I might be saying it to somebody or someone else too. I might be going, oh my God, have you heard what Jean's done?
And that's different if somebody else is saying it too, right? But because I didn't want to be a Miss Show Off Pants or whatever the fuck she called me, right? And also there was a couple people that are in Driven Business School that are in the strategy sphere.
Oh,
right?
Oh yeah.
Lynn
I
Rowe
totally get that.
Right. So part of it came from that perspective there too, is that, but now Lynn Rowe, she's in the strategy sphere. She's on the 5 a.m. club. And so she was talking last Friday about the fact that she was going to, she was thinking about starting a group like I had, because I actually told her privately. But why she was talking about starting some sort of new group, but she thinks she'll wait a while. So I said, let's talk after this call. And I said, hey, look, this is why you should not wait, right? This is what I've earned in the last 35 days.
Right.
So she's going to start it next week, right? It's still fucking waiting, right? Which is, after I told her, right? So she's gonna wait herself too long. So did you open up a group to your list, or are you still just doing it for clients?
So I just am doing it to clients. I have so many, so this is the bad thing about me right now. I have so many things going on that I have to do, including putting my house on the market on Friday.
Right.
I have so much, and I had to get all this like stuff for interviews, and like I'm speaking twice this week, had to get and they're a slightly different audience.
Let me ask this question, and I'm because I'm curious, not because I'm judging. What difference would it made if you would have put your house on the market this Friday or a month from Friday because you chose to go make more money? What would have been the difference?
I'll tell you why. Well, a couple things. We are at the height of our market. Okay. And I feel like as soon as all these unemployment things start hitting, our market's going to go down. So I do feel a sense of rush. I do feel a sense of, and we're already 2 weeks behind what we originally said, but I do feel that we're going to get hit because we are truthfully an overpriced market right now because there were so many people moving into Denver and our home prices just skyrocketed. And so I believe that as the economy and people are starting to recognize the, people loans are falling through and things like that, then we're gonna have a problem, but it hasn't started yet. So I do feel a sense of that. Less though is getting my shit together is truthfully it. And just balancing what I already have on my books with, and also the fact that I've been in the evening so tired, like I can't seem to push myself to be creative and do something different. So, but I do think that I got to get it done, right? So I have a question for you about something. What was it? Stratosphere. When I'm doing Victor's little Facebook thing, beta program, and I'm behind, pissing me off that I'm behind. So sleeping yesterday wasn't really a help because I slept too much. Needed that time. And Heather had to take over my computer on Friday night. And I don't know how long she spent, but she spent quite a while, over an hour and a half on my computer. And while it's functioning, something's still wrong with it. It has to do with my Google Calendar syncing, which is a problem.
That is a problem. So do you have the Google Calendar app on your computer? That was what it was for me. I had to install the Google Calendar app on my computer.
Okay, let me do that today. The other thing is, ready for this? So I put out, to grow my Facebook following, I put out a, hey, I need 10 people to interview. Got 34 responses.
Yay.
Okay. But I couldn't do it until I couldn't do it until I could get my calendar fixed. So I could put them on I couldn't send my calendar out if it was wrong, right? So I got that done this weekend where I feel comfortable sending that link out to people, but I have to do it individually. I'm not going to post it on Facebook at all. I just want to do it individually. So I just need to do that and have them put a place on my calendar. That will weed out some of them, right? Some of them won't do it. And then I want to do interviews to see exactly what their biggest need is. I just want to get some fresh stuff. I also want to book sales conversations from that. And and then I owe my clients interviews, which I want to ask you about real quick.
Okay. What do you want to ask?
I haven't listened to your interviews with your peeps, and I just kind of want to know kind of what was they're 15 minutes long, right? And you give it to them.
Most of them have gone between 20 and 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
If it's a really great conversation, I was not limiting it to 15 minutes because they can take it and edit it into pieces if they want. So
right.
I put an interview sheet in the file section on the strategy sphere if you want to go grab that and
okay.
you can see the questions I asked them. I may or may not have asked them those questions. I just needed I read their bio, and if there's something interesting in their bio, then I started with that. Like, let's talk about that. So I just needed a conversation.
You're so good at content too. Probably one of my biggest fears is running out of content and being shitty.
You know what? I started 8 weeks with 7 days of content, right? But as each week left, they would ask questions, and as they asked a question, this is all I'm creating every day, right? Right? These are the days, right? May, June, July, right? So then I just have a line for what the content is, right? And I'm just teaching from that line. But again, you can have your clients do stuff. You get enough people in there. I'm going to earn at least another $1,500 from Keep because I'm making money from having Darren come and do that. He was happy to come do it for 10 more people, right? So, what else? It was just, and they help you create the content. Just come up with 5 or 6 days of stuff you need. And literally if you're doing it the same way, well, probably maybe not even the same way, but the way I'm doing it, it's opening them up for answers, for questions, and they'll ask a question and I'm like, oh, that's a good thing. I should teach on that.
Okay. Look how my hair looks. I gotta go.
That's so funny.
I know. It's half. And I'm sweating right now. I don't know why. It's cold out, or cooler. But I just wanted to tell you how great you looked this morning. I just
thanks.
popped in and saw you. I was like, oh,
thank you.
Bad.
Yeah. So what do you?
I said that.
Look how pretty Jean looks this morning.
I said that to Lauren. Look how pretty Jean looks.
Thanks. All right. So what do you want to do for next week? How much
this week?
What?
I'm thinking.
Oh, okay.
I want 5,000 cash in the door. 5,000.
Really? Because I want 6. I'm just double checking before I write it down in ink.
6. Then I want 6.
And how much do you want to contract next week?
I want to contract 15.
Okay. I have it's already written down, and I'm writing yours in a different color so you can write yours is in blue. I wrote it yesterday when I filled out my book. I want 25.
Okay, you want 25.
Those were my numbers last week. So I think those are good numbers. Those are lucky numbers. So last week I wanted 6,000 and 25,000 contracted. So I came in about $1,200 under the cash in the door, but $4,000 over contracted.
All right, so I'm gonna do. Oh darn! I just remembered something. 6,000, and I said 15. I'm gonna hold it. 15, okay. And then okay. Now we need to get back on our losing poundage. Okay.
Yeah, because I can tell this. Well, this did not help, and I'm sure this is why I feel like I do today, because it was Mother's Day. It was just a sucky Mother's Day.
Sorry.
I didn't see my kids. My daughter was going to come over, but I've got a client coming today to my house. So my daughter didn't come because if she did, I was not going to go through and clean everything because she was here. Right. So my house is clean, but it's not sanitized. So do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I always sanitize my counters, but that's all I probably should do the bathroom before she gets here. But anyway, so my daughter, I didn't get to see her. I didn't get to see my other son. I was fighting with my youngest son.
Sorry.
So, and not fighting. We had not spoken a word to each other since last Monday. So then about 2:00, he walks into my office and I just was crying all day. And he walks into my office and he puts an envelope down, right? Just like this envelope, right? And he's like, Mother's Day. I didn't even look at him. I just said thanks. And he walked away. I'm like, thanks. And I didn't even open it for about an hour. And then I opened it and it was a really beautiful card about how great of a mom I am and how much he loves and respects me. And that made me mad, right? Because that's not the relationship that we have, that what he's saying is on that card. And I went upstairs and I'm like, I said, is this card true or not? Or did you just buy a card because you think that's what I wanted to hear?
What did he say?
He said, he goes, no, I believe that card. And I'm like, well, that's not the relationship that I feel like I have with you. We don't have the relationship that I would like to have with you. I said, do you like the relationship we have? And he said, no. I said, then you're the only one that can change it because I'm doing everything I can to support you and help you. But I can't. Turns out he snapped at me last Monday, which pissed me off. But he didn't tell me that he had not had a cigarette for 2 weeks. I didn't know that.
Oh.
And I said to him, I said, had you told me that, I would not have gotten mad. I would have understood. I said, but you didn't tell me that. And then what I've noticed, though, now that thinking back, is how much extra I saw him smoking last week, because he goes outside, puts the dogs out a couple times, and he goes out and has a cigarette, and then he goes out at night after dinner. And I didn't know that he was doing. So he's actually increased the amount of time he was smoking, right? So I said, but had you told me, I totally would have supported you and understood that was a withdrawal piece.
Yeah.
So it just was a sucky day. And after I talked to him, and then I had his dad talk to him, which is really hard for both of them. But they talked for probably 45 minutes, which they have not done since he's lived here, right? And I think he feels a little bit better, because he's feeling stupid because he quit his job. And I told him to quit his job if he didn't like it. So I'm not about, but I also told him you should have another one before you quit. I did say that.
Yeah.
But I said I didn't care either way if he was that unhappy. So, yeah, so it was just a shitty day. So.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
I really am really tough.
Yeah, being a mom fucking sucks sometimes.
I bet.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to call my dad yesterday. Damn it. I haven't talked. I've been so busy. I've kind of been ignoring my dad. Oh, hold on, buddy. My dog's telling me he's got to go out.
Okay.
Oh, so he's
Well,
like,
all right. So
all right.
from where we are right now,
well, how much weight?
I'm going to Oklahoma. That sucks. But I'm gonna say 3.
Okay, that's mine. That's mine too. If you can eat good without, even, if you can just keep it to meat and some vegetables, right? Levi, just hold your horses.
Levi,
stop it.
All right.
All right, cool.
Okay. You are my inspiration, my everything. I'm writing a song because I'm gonna make it happen. I don't know how I'm gonna make it happen.
Oh, I forgot about the song. Let me write that down.
No, song.
Song.
God, I'm picking it up right now. You just wait.
I wrote it down so I'm highlighting it too, so I don't forget, because I want to be sung too about what a great winner I am. I do not want to do the dance next week.
Oh.
Shit. I didn't.
Next week. It's week after next.
The week, no, it's this week, next Monday.
No, that's not the end of the month. I thought we were singing at the end of the month.
I thought we were doing it weekly.
Oh.
You better get on it, girlfriend.
I better. All right, girl.
Doing it work weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
I'm going to be in Oklahoma. Thanks.
That's fine. You'll be able to do the dance right in front of all your friends in Oklahoma, the loser dance. I'll sing the loser song. You'll do the loser dance.
The thing is, I'm going to be on the same time zone as you are too.
Oh, that's awesome. They'll all get to see you.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
The part that will suck is if I have to do the dance, right? And they all have to see me.
I'm doing it. That right there, I'm winning. Okay.
Let's go.
Good luck. All right.
Oh,
okay. Talk to you later.
I'm totally not wishing you luck.
I was so kind.
Good luck. Good luck. Wait a minute.
All right.
Good luck.
Bye. Yeah.
All right. All right. I'll talk to you later. All right.
Bye.